Hello, hello. Oop. I've been getting some work done, and, well, this is gonna look awkward. Anyways, no. I've been getting some work done, and I am starting on a gold farm here. So, hopefully this goes well enough to become video, but, well, y'all shall see. So, gold farm. I am thinking of doing just a traditional one with a kill chamber and not an AFK one, mostly because I need a lot of experience. And if I didn't need it, then, well, it'd be whatever, but, well, it is what it is. Mind, I have a lot more blocks than that on me. I have some wood. I don't think I have enough stuff for slabs, but I shall see. So I may have to go. I'm not going to use prismarine for my slabs. That'd be ridiculous. So I'm going to need to get some blocks, but I'm just planning on getting a small section done. And then we shall see from there. You really don't need that much for a relatively efficient farm here. So as long as I go roughly 24 blocks out, and it is 24 blocks because that is the distance for mobs spawning away from you. 24. And from here, well, I won't be putting anything because I don't want mob spawning, but I will put a marker here. I don't have anything to use as marker. Hold on, I'll use a trapdoor. So that will be my marker for where to start the magma. And down here, I will be using slabs. So a lot of the, okay, a lot of YouTube videos will show using glass, and that is perfectly acceptable. I prefer to not use it because it's, well, expensive. But no, from here I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna find 4 layers. So this type of farm I like to make 4 layers. I find that's relatively efficient. Like, it's a good balance between layers. So from here, I'm gonna make sure to find 4 layers, and I'm gonna make a run platform at the bottom of those layers. So we have 1 here, 2 here. What are they doing? And down here, another layer. So it doesn't need to be 4 layers, it's just what I prefer to do. That should be right, that is not right in the slightest. But yes, roughly this. Yeah, 1, 2, okay. Guess I'm doing 3, possibly. No, I wanted it to be, well, not maximum efficiency, it's just, if I want to expand it, it's better to add more layers than you'll make, basically. Like, if you're, okay, well, you don't need to have the full rings done. So it's better to have more planned for than you'll possibly make. So we're gonna go 24 out here, and make sure these are bottom slabs. So I have a light level detector, I can't see light here, so I know it's spawn proof and it's a bottom slab, but you can also just use this screen, and on the right where the targeted block is, you can see that it's a it's a bottom type slab. So there's 6, there's 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. And there is my marker. So from here, I will be going up 1 block. And something you should be very careful about is making sure that gas cannot spawn. Hence why the top layer is not going to be of block. It's not going to be of anything solid. There's going to be either bottom slabs like this or glass, depending on how nice you want your farm to look. in my case, I care very little about looks, given fog. But if you want it to look nice, then using glass can be a good way to do that. And since I have a backpack which gives me fire resistance, I don't need to shift. But if you didn't have that, you would need to shift, otherwise the magma would burn you. So here I have 4 layers, and I'm gonna go a certain amount out. I never know how far out I'm gonna go. And this time I'm not gonna make it fancy, so maybe... There's no, like, good number, because 32 blocks, there's no, like, I mean, you can make it too long, but you still need, mobs to be able to spawn. So there's no real good number for this. But I think I'll do 8 this time. So there we have 8. And a good way for knowing how to make this a circle. So often what creators will do when they're making this sort of farm is they'll make the rings a circle, and there is a reason for that. It's like the spawn radius is a circle, but I like to do it because it's pretty. You can make it a square. It just might be less efficient. Diamond would also work. But something where we can do with a certain mod I have called Mini HUD is add some shapes. So here you have the 24, and then I'm gonna enable this, and I'm gonna make an adjustable spawn sphere, which should be 32. But I'm gonna make it adjustable so I can make sure that it is the right size for this. And no, it is not. I need to expand it by 1, which is fine. Possibly don't need to expand it by 1. I just made this badly. But no, you want it... I'm gonna keep it like this because I want to have like a 3x3 area to be able to walk around. And I'm going to expand my... that's not the right mod. My mini HUD sphere here by, I suppose, 1. And I might make it 10 blocks, so if I wanted to do that, I would make it 35 radius. And then go over here, and I have my sphere worked out. So it's not a perfect mod for this, but it does certainly help. So there's my 10 blocks back. And from here, I kind of need this to be 25 block sphere. I'm gonna go change that to, I'm gonna change the 24 block sphere to a 25 block one. Because while the spawn radius around me is 24 blocks, I want to give myself some walk area so that the farm is completely efficient so long as I am in the middle. Okay, so mini HUD. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to add a shape, another adjustable spawn sphere. I'm going to enable it. I'm going to give it a slightly different color. Well, slightly. I'm going to give it a different color to differentiate them. And I need to make it 25 blocks as well. I have not done that. So I could name these, but I won't. It's a little redundant naming them, I find. And from here, I'm going to do this. And so a gas can spawn in a 3x3 area. So having rows of unspawnable blocks on top makes it so no gas can spawn, since there's no 3x3 spawnable block area for them. Now, something important to also mention while you're doing this farm, while you're making this sort of farm, is make sure that the entire biome is a nether waste. So the server doesn't like showing it while I go out of an area. But here you can see all of this area is nether waste, but I had to be very careful because a lot of this area surrounding me is not nether waste in the slightest. And this was one of the few areas close to my home that I could pick for it. Now, I won't say that making this farm is going to be fun. It is a fairly boring and repetitive one, but it's not the worst. I have absolutely made worse farms. It's fairly safe to make. Unless you have fire resistance or frostwalker, you will need to shift on the magma, but which makes it much more pleasant to make. But otherwise, that's really the only major issue I've ever had while making them is the magma damage. And I am out of stone slabs for the minute, so I'm going to make a crafting table over here and craft some more. So there's a few things I can use, and it doesn't matter if the block is flammable. So that's important to remember, because you can use anything, and for that reason I'm probably going to use at least some of my spruce for this. And I can't make wood because I don't have. I guess I could actually just wait for some to grow, but I could use pale logs too. So for the moment I will not be finishing the farm, and I will be coming back to it, don't you worry, at a later point. But this is the start of the first sector. So as you can see, no gas can spawn, and under here I'm going to make another platform, and each platform is gonna match the top one. But from here I won't need any more slabs until I get down to there, and I have to make that middle platform. I can also at this point ignore the mini HUD overlay, so because I have this top layer to guide me. Given it's not a cylinder that I have appearing, it will just it's not and it's a sphere. Each layer is a bit different, so obviously can't trust it too much. But otherwise it works rather well if you move it up and down the overlay. So I still recommend using it, or if you don't want to use it, then Matica always works just fine. You will have to find a schematic with a cylinder though, or make it yourself, possibly even make it yourself. That is, I've done something wrong here. Just a silly little fix. Just a silly little thing. Yep, there we go. And I've gone this for the second layer outlined, so I'm probably going to come back once I have fully finished, once I have gone through all of the magma I currently have, which is more than I realized. I collected most of it with the pickaxes, so that was enjoyable. But from here, it shouldn't be too difficult from here. So while I work on this third layer, you may be wondering why I don't just work on a. You might just be wondering, why don't I just use an Enderman farm for EXP? So I have a few reasons for that. I don't love them. They're kind of clunky, and they don't really give any useful resources. But another thing is just, I find this gives more EXP, these sorts of farms. I don't think they are more efficient. So, like, I don't think they are actually more efficient. It's just how I perceive it, but I enjoy using these guys more than a traditional Enderman farm. So, I just had to show this. This is the state of the Enderman farm right now. This server is not new. What is that path? I don't have an elytra. I don't want to lose all my stuff. I don't know if graves spawn at the bottom of the void, and I don't want to find out. So yeah, I'm never using that thing until I at least get an elytra. And cause when I was recording this, I hadn't really been to the end yet properly. I didn't know where it was, and then it's this. Which I will be needing to do soon enough to get an elytra. Or I could just not get one. That is always the option. Although the copper cape does look amazing in elytra. Even I have to admit that. Alright. So, I did some off-camera work. It was really boring. It's just, this seems like a lot more than it was. It was mostly just trading. Putting in some hours to trade. So, to trade and get my gear set up. So, it seems like more than it was. Probably. And I went to the end briefly. So I got some choker boxes, but I didn't get an elytra. So I'm thinking the best way of doing that is to either get a happy gas and just fly out very slowly, or just not get one. Kill the Ender Dragon basically, and get one from that because we have that sort of data pack. Another alternative is I just don't get an elytra. Because I just haven't needed one really yet. I'm happy to pillar up everywhere, frankly. But yeah, I need to get some chests from the end, at least. And pillaring around the place isn't great, so throwing a happy gas in the end and waiting, what, 20, 40 minutes, like, waiting an hour, just going AFK for an hour is easy enough to get it to gastificate. So, I might do that and then stream that at some point, possibly after this episode goes out. So, there's that. And then, in the meantime, I need to I need to start working on this area. So I'm no longer struggling with just whatever tools I can find. I have iron, I've just been doing stuff. I murdered my ears with advancements, crafting everything. But yeah, so here we are. And I have actual tools. Ah, that's so lovely. Being able to just do this. And I'm gonna expand the piglin farm at some point for EXP. There is an Enderman farm, except it's just okay. I mentioned this earlier. I don't love using them in the first place, but oh my god, that Enderman farm is the most precarious thing I've ever witnessed. I feel I'm just it's so bad. It's so bad. I would be terrified using it. So yeah, it's not happening, that thing. Not seeing me until the world download has gone up. Because, nope, not risking it. For next season, I might just make, like, one that's proper, proper and safe. Because, Wells Knight has a really nice design for an Enderman farm. It doesn't sort pearls. It doesn't store any pearls, but it has an off switch, so I think one is a bit more necessary given just how many ender pearls you get from not even sorting them. So, gotta clear this area out. That's gonna be much faster, and then get some wood. Some more wood. Oh, some more wood. And I'm gonna work on a gunpowder farm because I went to the shopping district. I looked at the price of firework rockets. What do you mean it's 3 diamonds a stack? I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that. I'd rather make a farm. I'd rather like at that price. I'd rather just make a farm. Oh, it's terrible. But yeah, no, I'm gonna get some wood, and since we have the data packs for more slabs, so like more stairs and more trapdoors, you know, I'm not gonna have to suffer too badly getting all the wood for a generic creeper farm. So yeah. Plus, I have the snow readily available for the snow golems for it. Oh, I've definitely bit off more than I can chew. So, as of talking about this, the server ends in, I believe, 24 days. I could be wrong about that, though. I would, no, because yesterday, just last night, was 25 days left. So, we're on 24 days. Hopefully, everything goes well. I am back from the holidays, so, well, back. I'm still on holiday, actually. But, you know, it's not Christmas anymore. So, we'll see you sometime next week, probably. Sometimes next week, probably, is when I'll be seeing y'all, or if I go live, then, well, it's gonna be then. Yeah, this is probably just a bit of a jump cut into the middle of, like, random stuff out here, but I'm hoping to get stuff done. Hopefully everything goes well. I don't lose all the stuff I took. I spent so long getting all of this. But yeah, no. It was, I've been productive, at least. What I can say is I've been productive, and that's better than nothing. So, yeah, bye.